If you know how to use these or these, then you're most likely dealing with elevated blood glucose level, like myself. So in order to avoid the dreaded diabetes diagnosis, we've decided to change our diet. Unfortunately, that means less of Linda's terrific homemade bread or pasta-based dinners. I do love a good Italian Bolognese. So Linda is adjusting the recipe to make it really low carb. And in Linda's version, she's replacing the pasta with
cabbage.
All right. So enjoy the video and stick around to the end when we have a little taste test. So first we prepare a small head of cabbage. You want to take the outer layer off, maybe 2 leaves, and cut off the stem. You also want to slice a small piece off each end of the cabbage so that the end pieces can also lay flat on the baking sheet. And then Linda starts to cut the cabbage into cabbage steaks. You want to cut them about 1.5 inches thick. Any thicker than that, they probably wouldn't cook evenly. And that's very important, so we end up with a similar consistency as a al dente pasta. Okay, so these look great. Let's get them ready for the oven. We already preheated the oven to 400 degrees and we laid out a baking sheet with parchment paper. Now we drizzle all 4 of them with olive oil. So next we season the cabbage steak with a little bit of garlic powder. Next we sprinkle a little bit of salt on top of it. And we also season it with a little bit of fresh ground pepper. So now we bake the cabbage steaks in the oven, 400 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes. We want to bake them until the core is tender, but not mushy. So now we prepare the vegetables for our Bolognese. Most Italian soups, sauces, or ragus use celery, onions, and carrots, cooked in a little bit of butter. The Italians call it sofrito, the French call it mirepoix, and the Germans call it Suppengemüse. Doesn't sound as sophisticated as sofrito for sure. Translated, it actually means soup vegetables. Makes sense. So after we diced 2 peeled carrots, we're also gonna dice 1 stalk of celery. Pretty much same principle. You wanna cut them in stripes first, and then you dice them also. So last but not least, we're gonna dice 1 onion. By the way, if you're new here, we are Linda and Stefan. We are a German-American couple. We have been married for 25 years. We have 3 children. And we live in a little log cabin in the Pennsylvania countryside, about an hour outside of Philadelphia. We don't go out much these days. Most days we enjoy a home-cooked meal. And with these videos, I'd like to share Linda's cooking with you. So if you want to support a small channel like ours, please leave us a like or subscribe to the channel. We would really appreciate it. Thank you. Now we're gonna prepare our bundle of herbs. We're gonna use 1 fresh sprig of rosemary, 2 to 3 fresh sprigs of oregano, and 5 sprigs of fresh thyme. And we just use a little bit of kitchen twine to bundle it all up. We add a little bit of olive oil to a Dutch oven over medium-high heat. And once it is hot, we add the carrots, the onions, and the celery. Season it with salt and stir to combine. Want to cook the vegetables until they're deeply browned, but we also want to stir them occasionally. So after we clear the middle of the pot of all the vegetables, we add our 93% lean ground turkey to it. We season it with salt and then we just let it brown a little bit, just for a minute or 2 without stirring. And then we flip it over and let it brown on the other side. So now we use a wooden spoon to break up the turkey and combine it with the vegetables. So next we're gonna mince 5 to 6 cloves of garlic. Should only take a minute or so for the garlic to become fragrant. And we also add 6 tablespoons of tomato paste. So now you want to stir it well to coat all the vegetables and the turkey with the tomato paste and the garlic. So now we can start to deglaze the pot by slowly adding a cup of white wine You can see the bottom of the pot turn dark brown. That's called the fond. It contains all the goodness, all the flavor from browning the vegetables and the turkey. And we deglaze it by scraping all these brown bits with a wooden spoon off the bottom of the pot and combine it with the white wine. Next we add 28 ounces of canned chopped tomatoes. Stir them in and add our herb bundle. We also add a 3/4 cup of chicken stock. We also cut off the rind of the Parmesan cheese and we're gonna put it right in the center of the pot. Then bring to a boil and then you lower the temperature to medium low and let it simmer for 20 to 25 minutes and occasionally stir. So now we can remove the bundle of herbs and we add a 1/4 cup of cream. We also grate a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese in it. And we stir in the cream and the Parmesan cheese and let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. So now let's check out our cabbage steaks. Ooh, they look pretty good. Browned just a little bit, not too well done, just the way we want them. So we are ready to put it all together. I'm really excited about the taste test. First, let's put our cabbage steak into the bowl. And now we top it off with our turkey Bolognese. We top it off with a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan cheese and a little bit of parsley. And you can also sprinkle it with a little bit of red pepper flakes. Okay, let's try it and see if it tastes as good as it looks. Okay. It looks good.
Well, I hope it tastes good too.
All right then. Let's see how the cabbage performs instead of the pasta, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, instead of cutting into steaks, you can also chop the cabbage and saute it.
Okay. Let me see. I got the stem. I'm going to try it again. But the flavor is awesome. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it tastes very good.
Let me try again. Oh. Oh, it's very good. Guys, you got to try it out. We like it a lot. Very little carbohydrates. Very healthy. Approved.
Okay.
All right. See you next time. Bye.